So today we're going to start our picture of our self-portrait in watercolor. And our tools today are our pencil, crayon, and our white piece of paper. Let's start with our head. Now we have to think about using this whole space on this paper. So if we draw a little tiny head right here, we have a lot of space we haven't used up. So when you draw your head, make sure you make a nice big circle up on the top there. And that way our whole body can fill the rest of the paper. Now what I like to do is start at my head and work my way down. So you can see that our necks come right off. We're not a little stick right here, they come right off the side of our cheeks. Let's draw my neck, kind of a little curved line, and then I'm going to draw my shoulder out. Then I have to think about how I want my hands. Do I want them just down at my side? Do I want to be waving or have my hands on my hips? And I think what I'm going to choose is one hand on my hip, so I have to think about this shape right here. This side's kind of like a rhombus, and this side's kind of straight. I have my 4 fingers right here, and the outside of my arm, so I'm going to draw that. The top of my shoulder. And I have to put my armpit in there. The rest of my arm and my body coming down. So now I just got to get my 4 fingers in there. 2, 3, 4. All right, that's not too bad. So I'll go to the other side, and I think that arm, I think I want to make it waving. So I'll put my shoulder. When I wave, you can see that my thumb is actually pointing at my head. So I'm going to put my thumb right here. And then I'll put my 4 fingers. Oh, my fingers don't look just perfect. I guess that's okay though, because we always just try our best. Then I'm going to get my armpit here. Oops, maybe more down there. Got to curve that a little bit more. And get the rest of my body. Now I'm going to draw my waist and my legs. So if I bring this down, I have to think about how my feet look. And sometimes people will draw their feet and they'll make them come right out like this to the side, but we don't normally stand with our feet like that. Sometimes we'll have like one foot maybe off to the side like that. And then I'll draw that up. But most of the time, our feet kind of face forward. And let's have a look at how that might look. See if you can see my foot. Can you see my foot facing forward? And that just looks like a nice straight curve, and then we have the shoe in the front. So let's see if I can draw that. We'll just come down, and we'll have our nice, just straight, maybe a little line there for my, and then I have my shoe like this. And there's the bottom half of my body. Kind of looks a little short compared to the top, so maybe I need to fix that a little bit. It'll be okay. Gonna add me a shirt here. Gonna put my pant leg here, and my shoe, and my pant leg here, and my shirt. I want short sleeves today. Oh, don't forget your collar. Right now I need to draw my face. And when I look at my head, I can see that my eyes are actually almost in the center of my head. So I'm going to put those here. I'm going to look at my nose, and you can see it. It comes down, and there's kind of a U shape right here. And I'll look at my mouth, and I see that U shape right here, and there's those bumps, and it comes down here. Make that little U shape. I'm not going to show my smiley teeth. I'm just going to show my regular smile like this. Then I have to look at my ears, and I can see if I look straight ahead, my ears kind of start where my eyes are, and they kind of end about where my nose is. And I didn't make them sticking way out because you can only see a little bit of your ear there. I'm going to add the parts of my eye, and when we look at our eyes, we can see they're big round eyeballs, but when we when we sit normally and look ahead, our eyelid covers some of that eye. So I'm going to put my eyelid on there and my eyes. Eyelid. And then I'm just going to put the round outside parts of my eyes, not the top parts. But I do need to add the center of my eye and the color of my eye in there. And then I'm missing something, my hair. And what I want you to notice is if you look at my head and my eyes are right here, I can actually see a lot of my hair and I can see my headband. So I'm going to make sure I put all of that in my picture. So my hair is going to come actually down here. And then I'm going to add my headband. And I'm going to have a look. I have a ponytail in my hair today, so that's really all you can see on me. And you know what? I might put my ponytail off to the side or something like that so you can see it in the picture, but I think it looks pretty good like that. I made my hair come up a little bit higher than my head because when I squish my hair down and then I let go, you can see it comes up a little bit. Let me erase that line. I need to erase a few parts, but I'll do that later. And now I want you to get your designs on the outside of your picture. So you could do some lines, some squiggly lines, some zigzag lines. We talked about lines before, so you know how to do that. Let's see, I did a pattern. Straight line, squiggly line, zigzag. Straight line, squiggly line, zigzag. You can also add some other things like some hearts. Or some stars. Or like I did, both. I'm trying to get it balanced. So remember we talked about balance being heavy. We don't want one side of the picture to have all this stuff on it because then it would be heavy and fall over. We need to make sure both sides have an equal amount of objects on it. And I think that's pretty good. To finish today, to be ready to paint, you need to take your black crayon and you need to go over everything in this picture. And when we use our watercolors, it's pretty cool because the watercolor won't stick to the crayon. It's called resist. So you're going to go over every single line. You know what? I forgot one thing. These eyebrows right here. I'm going to just do that with crayon. Now that makes my face look better. See how I'm going over it a couple of times? You're going to want to do that to get it nice and dark. We talked about that with something else about how we can push our crayon and make it darker. So we're going to go over it a little bit to get it nice and dark. Do every single line, even these lines out here. When all of that is done, you'll be ready to start painting with your watercolors.